I notified that client who requires assistance. Upon arrival, client noted to appear irritable, loud, and angry. Client screaming at times and appears agitated. This is the same outburst in London that you have been previously referring to.
Yes, that's correct.
This might be the most surprising lawsuit in celebrity history, as virtually everyone seems to have turned their backs on Amber Heard, and now it's her nurse calling her out. You'd expect the person taking care of an alleged domestic abuse victim to at least be on their side, but the surprises with these people just keeps coming. What did her nurse say? Did she lie about the bruises? Over the past 2 weeks and a couple of days, the world has watched as the lawsuit between Johnny Depp and his ex-wife Amber Heard has spun out of control with different astounding revelations. And now it seems another huge cat has been let out of the bag again, except this time it came from someone that was supposed to be on Team Heard. The person in this case is Erin Filati, also known as Erin Borum, the former nurse of Amber Heard, who took the stand recently and may have landed a major blow to her former patient's case. She appeared before the court by video deposition and was questioned by one of Depp's lawyers on her time with Heard, as well as a walk on her treatment notes regarding Heard right from their first meeting in August 2014. According to the notes, Heard reported a history of substance abuse, including an addiction to cocaine and liquor. Heard does not smoke, but reports she drinks 1 to 3 glasses of red wine a day, the notes state. The notes state familial history of substance abuse. Both mother and father have abused and become dependent on stimulants. Client admits to a history of anxiety, eating disorder, attention deficit disorder, bipolar disorder, codependence issues, and occasional insomnia. Client identifies as bisexual and was married to a female partner prior to current relationship. The notes added that Heard had been experiencing increased agitation recently and has had several outbursts of anger and rage. Her mood has been labile. When asked what labile meant, Filati said, "Emotional lability is when emotions spin on a pendulum. You see someone sad and quickly transition to extreme happiness. It's like a pendulum." Filati went on to explain to the court that she recalled Heard acting like this during the time she treated her. In another remark from the notes, Filati said, client expressed concern to husband and Dr. Kipper, Depp's personal doctor. She is nervous about being alone while husband is working on movie set in London, and expressed she has difficulty dealing with feelings of insecurity and jealousy when not in presence of her husband. In a note from August 29, 2014, Filati wrote that over dinner, Heard spoke about her confusion because she thought Depp wanted her to eliminate acting career and stay home. She was then asked if she ever got the impression Depp wanted her to stop acting, to which she said, "I don't recall that being a sentiment." In Filati's medical notes from September 2, 2014, she wrote that Heard reported difficulty with jealousy issues and anxiety around fiancé's fame and ability to interact with females often. Filati told the court she recalled a general sense of jealousy and anxiety issues cropping up over the years. In the medical notes from September 4, 2014, Filati noted that at dinner, Heard became frustrated with the waitstaff over a miscommunication. Heard calmly repeated herself, which caused Filati to reflect on her change in coping mechanism, as previously Heard's coping skills involved anger and yelling. Later, another note from March 25, 2015 showed that Heard was concerned about ability to trust fiancé following argument they had 2 days earlier. Filati told the court she had a generalized memory of there being jealousy and anxiety issues, including mistrust within the relationship. The lawyer pressed on, asking if she recalled Heard talking about Depp cheating on her. Filati said she didn't recall that specifically, just a general sense of jealousy. This was also around the time Heard's lawyer started to realize she could do some real damage to their case and asked Judge Penny Askerit to dismiss the case, saying Johnny Depp had not proven his claims. Judge Askerit, however, denied the request regarding 2 statements in the Washington Post op-ed because there was a scintilla of evidence a jury may find that they were defamatory. The judge held off ruling on a 3rd statement in the op-ed because the relevant evidence had not been brought in yet. From that point on, the main subject of the lawsuit became the major basis for the deposition, which led to a note from December 17, 2015, where Filati wrote about her observations of Heard at her Los Angeles penthouse following a fight with Depp. The note states that she had visible bright red blood appearing at the center of lower lip and that it was actively bleeding. The medical note stated, Heard stated it was from an injury sustained in an argument between her and her husband. States her head is bruised and she has lost clumps of hair in the altercation. According to Filati, she had attended Heard's 30th birthday at the Penthouse on April 21, 2016, where she visibly saw Heard becoming enraged because Depp was late, which she indeed noted down. The notes of the evening read, Heard appears to laugh and smile when talking to friends, but mood turns depressed and affect flat when she is alone or talking with friend Rocky. Heard said, I can't believe Depp isn't here yet. He keeps saying he is on his way, but he still hasn't shown up. Meanwhile, Depp had been at a 2-hour crunch meeting with his accountants and turned up at 10:15 p.m. While Heard claimed that was one of the assault incidents, her nurse's notes state that the actress was with her friends at the Coachella Music Festival the following day as a birthday trip. Later, the nurse went on to talk about Heard's substance abuse from a month after the birthday incident. In a note from May 11, 2016, she wrote about visiting Heard at home. The note stated, client admits to illicit drug use and states she ingested mushrooms and MDMA simultaneously and vomited and was high for at least 24 hours straight. Filati reminded client that illicit drug use will not be tolerated by medical staff and that any medications or drugs that are not prescribed can cause adverse effects with her prescribed medication. Client laughed and also reported using illicit drugs, mushrooms, and MDMA on March 9th at home with a high-profile male acquaintance. Client reported that her husband was not aware of the male visitor, not her illicit drug use. Shortly after, the nurse was asked if her patient had ever spoken about her substance use before. Filati said that she did when they first met. Expectedly, most fans saw things from Depp's point of view, and several of them didn't hesitate to let the world know what they had in mind, like this user who has quite the opinion of Heard. They wrote, they often don't look at all the facts presented, or even miss the forest for the trees. She also has a history of doing this with her previous partners. He doesn't. Oftentimes, people gloss over a story and tend to believe the woman in cases like this due to personal bias. It is overwhelmingly and abundantly clear that she is the abuser, not the victim. Another user countered, stating that Heard isn't guilty until proven by the court. In their words, I think that's what baffles me the most about this whole thing. Personally, if I'm going to support something, someone, then I need all the facts so I can truly and wholeheartedly believe and stand up for said thing. But I see people out here saying she's in the wrong, but when asked, giving no explanation as to why. Someone else also stated that Depp's story seems wobbly and he was only getting support because of his status. They wrote, I definitely don't think Amber Heard is a saint who did nothing wrong, but believing the same for Johnny Depp, who has lifelong addiction problems and a history of violence, is even more ridiculous. Personally, I don't really care about both of them on a personal level. I'm just annoyed by all the support for him, which mainly seemed fueled by his celebrity status and lifelong adoration. While the user might actually have a point, Depp has come forward with specifics about exactly how much Heard's op-ed cost him his career and financially. In court, Mike Spindler, a forensic accountant called by the Depp team, testified that Depp lost out on $40 million in earnings as a result of the claims by Heard. Of that, $20.2 million was from the loss of Pirates of the Caribbean 6, where Depp would have played the role of Captain Jack Sparrow after agents' fees were deducted. Between the Washington Post op-ed being published in December 2018 and October 2020, Depp lost out on another $20 million from other films he didn't appear in. That led to total losses of $40,317,237, according to Spindler. Although Depp wasn't exactly the model husband himself while they were married, but if he didn't actually abuse her, then she was responsible for the huge loss and might actually have to pay up. But we'll just leave that to the jury to decide. That's it for now. See you on the next one.